Dice Tower People's Choice Top 100 Games of All Time. Dice Tower People's Choice Top 100 Games of All Time.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel.
I'm Zee Garcia, what's happening?
And I'm Sam Healey.
Wow. Sammy.
That's like halfway between Bill Hickok and a preacher from down south. All right.
Take your pick.
We've been going through the top 100 People's Choice of all time, where over 2,000 of you voted for the best games ever. We're now going to go over the halfway point. We'll be doing 60 to 41. That's pretty good. 60, we'll start out with a game that's still pretty high on the list, considering that another game may be hurting its voting, and that's Arkham Horror.
Wow, really?
That it's high or that it's low?
That it's on the list at all.
Well, no,
after Eldritch Horror.
Eldritch Horror, it's been out technically less than a year at this point.
It's still, like, a lot of people have been like, oh, hey, Eldritch Horror, buy Arkham. That's not an uncommon thing from what I've heard.
It's like a conversion thing. Like, I love Arkham Horror. Have you seen Eldritch? Throw it in the garbage and run over.
No, there's still a lot of people, because when we put Eldritch Horror on our list, they're up. They come up in arms. No, Arkham Horror is way better than this game. I can't believe you're saying it replaces. And I've seen a lot of
I think those are people who've invested in Arkham Horror. I think
that might be, but still,
and again, it's fine. They are different enough that you might prefer the old one more than the new. That's fine, but I do think that one thing Arkham has going forward, that's an obvious thing, is expansions.
I'm going to make the call that Arkham Horror will not be on the list next year. I think so.
You think it's going to
inclined
40 places?
I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah, I am inclined to agree.
We'll see.
It's got a huge following. I don't know if it's...
Remember, of course, maybe us saying that, though, will...
No, if it's still on the list, you remember that I said it's still going to be on the list.
And called you idiots.
That was last video.
I'm just saying.
All right, number 59 is a game all three of us like quite a bit, and I think all three of us have in our top 100s, and that's Kingsburg. Was that in your top 100?
Yes.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
It must
What
have
does it
been
say?
in the
Yes.
80s or 90s.
Yeah, it was lower, but yeah, you had
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, I like it.
An excellent dice placement game, still relevant. Interestingly enough, they redid it theme-wise into King Sport, which is...
Sequel-ish of sort, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's more of a redone version.
Yeah, they changed enough, I think, that it's not quite just a
Kingsport, not King Sport. I'm sorry, that's semantics.
I'm sorry,
It's
G Sport.
It's Kingsport.
Kinji Sport.
You guys are idiots.
Now it sounds like kaiju fighting.
All right. Anyway, a cooperative game is number 58, and Z and I like it a lot. Sam doesn't as much because he thinks it's too hard, and that's Ghost Stories.
Oh, man, yes.
You feel good?
I feel good. I feel good.
I think you guys are funny
I feel
because
better right now than you do at the end of the game after you've lost, though.
Yes. After it kicks my butt.
But I'll tell you, the times I beat Ghost Stories have almost always been a stand-up moment at the end where people are high-fiving like,
And you count
we won!
And after... Exactly.
You have to understand, if you open that game up and are able to set up the game without it beating you, that's a win in my book.
I think I've beaten it more than 5 times, but it's close. It might be 6.
I don't know. I distinctly remember you playing that one time at Camp Casey in Tongdichan. You played that game, I think, 4 times
We
in one
did.
day,
I was so
and
mad.
You lost every single time.
No, we won the 4th time.
Oh, you did?
That was what was exciting. We're like, ah!
We can finally put it away.
I think on game 3, we were about so many turns in, we were like, okay, let's restart.
Yeah.
This one's not happening.
That game is awesome, though. I am happy to see it on the list.
But a higher cooperative game, number 57, is the Lord of the Rings card game.
That's one I have not played.
Here's the deal. Lord of the Rings card game is a very good game.
This is a living card game, right?
It is a living card game, so there's that. A living card game, to me, I just don't see it fitting the cooperative model. I don't want to buy packs of cards for a co-op game.
It is a pretty cool idea, though, that it's a co-op game that keeps evolving.
And it has huge fans. People talk about it. They're playing.
You know what I mean?
You can't throw it out of the co-op genre, though. I mean, it is
No, I'm not-
a co-op game.
I apologize. I'm not throwing it out of the co-op genre. I'm just saying that's why I'm not as big of a fan of it.
You don't
I don't
like
feel like
mixing the living card game.
I don't feel like keeping up with it.
Format with co-op. Okay.
All right, so that's Lord of the Rings card game number 56, a game that is very popular, Mice and Mystics.
Wow.
Mice and Mystics from Plaid Hat Games. Kind of a dungeon crawl with mice and
Magic and a lot of storytelling or story reading, really. But
yeah, the story is really well written.
Story driven. It's not storytelling.
Here's the deal, though. I really think that as much as I like Mice and Mystics and it's fun and entertaining, it's just not a game I think for adults as much. It's really family oriented. It's really kids oriented. Yeah. It was good. We played it. We liked it. But I can't see you and me going, oh, let's play Mice and Mystics. It'd be more like your daughter says, hey, I want to play a game like that. You're like, oh, Mice and Mystics. That'd be a good one to play.
But I do think it has a quality
Instead
which a lot of
pulling
games
out
don't
Descent,
have.
You pull out Mice and Mystics for the kids.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it does have a quality that a lot of games don't have, which is you can bring the kids, sit them down at the table, read them a story, engage them in a very specific world, play a game with them. It's, I mean, for not to be too corny, but there is a certain magical aspect to that whole experience, which I think a lot of games just don't have. It's, you sit down and do some mechanisms that are supposed to represent something. And the game is very well put together and does almost bridge that gap between nighttime story and a game. You know what I mean?
Well, number 55 is the fourth cooperative game in a row.
Wow.
This one was one that Z earlier said it better be higher, and it is Forbidden Desert.
Cool. Awesome.
Which is the sequel to Forbidden Island and makes Forbidden Island definitely a game you play with your kids or with maybe people who are brand new to gaming and everyone else play Forbidden Desert with.
Yep. Yes, and it is definitely different enough from its predecessor and the other one, Pandemic.
All right. Number 54 is a brand new game. Came out this year, which makes it unbelievable that it's this high. But after being at Origins, it felt like everyone in the world has played this game.
Star Realms.
That's right, Star Realms.
Wow. Star Realms.
Have you played Star Realms yet?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's
so simple to play. You're just like boom, 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 and it's fun.
It is very simple. I mean, I was driving my daughter home from volleyball practice the other night, and she was like, "Hey, can I use your phone to play Star Realms?" On the way home, it's a 10-minute ride at most, and by the time we got home, she was done.
Yeah.
And
how is the app for it? Good?
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't bought
good.
the whole thing yet, but it's very user friendly. Some people have said that it's very small, and even when you open up the cards to read them, the text is still a little bit hard to read, especially on a phone. It's a little bit better on a larger
tablet
device like an iPad or something like that. So I think the interface is very well, and it has great graphics. So.
Yeah, no, it's a neat game. I am a little surprised, though maybe I shouldn't be, that it's on the list. But
I'm telling you, if you had been at Origins, you would not have been surprised. It was like everyone and their neighbor was playing it or stealing it. All right, enough of light games. Back to a heavy game. This is a game I was super excited about, but when I played it, I was less excited, and that's Tzolk'in, the Mayan Calendar. It's a good, solid game. I was so excited about the gears, like, oh!
this was one of those big Euro hits, like Village. It's that kind of game.
Right.
It's a Euro game through and through, and there's a big crowd of Eurogamers that do eat these games up, and it's on the list because of that, which is cool. That's what they like.
Yeah, I have never played the game, but I have looked at the board while it's set up, and it's like, wow, that looks really cool with all the different gears that move together.
But I feel like you might not like it because there's a lot of you need to do this, to do this, to do this, to get this.
Like it then.
52, I know neither one of you likes, but I think the people have agreed with me since it's number 52, and that's Galaxy Trucker. Yeah.
You have the right to be wrong.
Well, it's super fun, and it's very polarizing, but like I said, on this top 100 list, polarizing games have a chance to go up because there's not people voting them down.
Because
That's pretty high on...
Because of that flawed voting system, yeah.
Flawed voting system.
But it's pretty high on Board Game Geek also. People obviously do like it.
Yeah.
The game is polarizing, but a lot of people do like it.
The next game is not quite so polarizing, and yet still pretty high, and this one Sam will approve highly of, It's his favorite worker placement game. Number 51, Stone Age.
Yeah. Pillars of the Earth should be higher than this.
Better than Galaxy Trust.
Stone Age.
Awesome.
It's also better than Memoir
I'm saying
44.
Pillars of the
Not
Earth.
awesome.
Pillars of the Earth should be higher than this, and the I'm sure upcoming Lords of Waterdeep
It might not be higher on the list, Lords of Waterdeep.
probably will be.
Well, we'll see. All right. Here we go. Halfway through now. Number 50 just came out last year, made a huge bang. Then the second version of this came out this Gen Con, and not nearly as big, but still a lot of people like it. And that's Pathfinder Adventure card game, Rise of the Rune Lords. Now it's called, what's the second one? It's Pirates. I forget what it is.
Wow.
I haven't played it. I've yet to play it.
Oh, you have. We liked it, but you know what? It was interesting and fun and neat. And then now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'll play something else.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It's cool, but
If I'm gonna play a Pathfinder game, I'd rather just play the RPG.
maybe.
I don't want.
But you don't need-
isn't it? Like really? I mean,
It's just the way I feel about it. I know it's two totally different kinds of games. But if I'm gonna play a Pathfinder system, I'm gonna play. I want to play the role playing game. I don't care about playing the card game.
I do like the idea of taking the role playing setting and making something for people who cannot get into a role playing group
Yeah,
and
there's
invest that much time. That's cool. And correct me if I'm wrong. You
You're wrong.
save progress, right?
You do, and I think that's part of the thing people like. But it's kind of weird to me. I felt like you save progress, but at the same time, everything just gets a little harder. So
Okay.
I never felt like it evened out. I mean,
Everything balances together, right?
yeah, I don't know how to explain that.
Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
All right. Now, yeah, but you know what? There was some kind of felt a little good sometimes in Elder Scrolls Oblivion when you were pretty powerful to walk up to those guys who terrorize you in the beginning and go boom.
They level up. They level up too, is what I mean.
Oh, that's right.
Levels
Yeah,
everything.
but some of them didn't level everybody up, which I thought that made me feel better. Then
Yeah.
the new one does that. Skyrim. You go around and be like, "Hey, remember me?"
Yeah,
You're a
right.
horrible person.
It's my avatar, not me. All right, number 49. Another worker placement game, Le Havre, which is a game I really enjoy.
And I have not played.
Are you kidding me? Why have we not played this? All right,
Because
don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Why everything else hasn't been played more than once?
All right,
What was that? I don't know. I just had a
Le Havre. Although I have to say though, that is pretty cool that it's that high on the list.
aneurysm. Yeah.
It's a
no.
good style worker placement game. Number 49, Le Havre. Number 48,
Oh,
A Game of Thrones, the board game, second edition.
We're hitting. I'm 0 for 0. I have not played this.
really?
No.
We used to play this a lot in Germany. In Germany and in Korea. We used to play.
Now, there is a second edition of this out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second edition came out. I mean, it's essentially the same thing. They cleaned up some of the rules, made it look nicer.
Now, did they include the 2 expansions?
They included some of the stuff I think from them, the stuff that people liked.
Okay. Again, the theme doesn't do anything for me. The game, from what I hear, is like a big negotiation game with
It's
confrontation.
It's more of a light diplomacy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'm
Very
good.
light diplomacy.
I'm good.
All right. Number 47. Boy, we're in the 20 here. You guys love Eclipse.
This is a bad chunk of games, y'all.
Wow.
No, you're not going to say that much more. Well, maybe you will, but no. Eclipse is. Look, I know that it's kind of weird because these two don't like Eclipse that much for totally different reasons. You sit there and go, "It's a Twilight wannabe."
Yeah.
You say,
And I don't like it because it's
Too
a bad
long.
game.
it's a fine game. I enjoy it. It's just that I'm sitting there going, if I'm going to play that game that long, why not go a few hours more and play Twilight, or an hour less and play
Anything else?
Exodus
Exodus Proxima
Yeah,
Centauri? All right. So that's Eclipse, but it is obviously very popular. Number 46. This is probably skewed higher because of the Dice Tower audience, but is Mage Wars. You know, a lot of people in our audience like Mage Wars.
Yeah.
We push it a lot because I love the game, but still, it's good to see that high up there. I think it's still going strong. It's been out a couple years now, so excited about that. Mage Wars. Number 45. I'm wrong on this one. When this won the Spiel des Jahres, I said, flash in the pan, we won't hear much about it again, and yet people are still playing it, and Zee is still touting it, and that's Hanabi.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't think it would...
That was still a weird year, but the game is a good game. And honestly, I'm glad that a card game won it once. You know what I mean? Because otherwise...
I'm not saying a card game can't win. I just remember thinking, and then I played it, and it was fun, but I didn't expect people to just keep playing it.
I think the one thing I can say about it is I've played it with my parents. I've played it with people who are not gamers. And while the game can be a little bit tricky to get people to understand, you can't look at your cards and all that jazz, it goes over really well. People do like it. I think because it engages people to talk to one another. You know what I mean? It makes the game a social event again, as opposed to, hey, it's your turn. Go. You know what I mean? I like that. And it goes over really well. So I'm glad it won it, and I think it's a good game.
Number 44 is another cooperative game, or semi-cooperative game. This is the newest game on the list,
How many
probably.
co-ops are on this list?
Well, yeah, but you will approve of this one. This one just came out a few months ago and made the top 100 People's Choice. Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter, baby!
Wow. This game
That's amazing.
barely went out.
And that is really high up there. I have no idea how Fozzie is in Dead of Winter.
It's not out in distribution, is it? I mean...
Yeah, it just came out. But still, it came out after, right before I closed voting. So there's no way. We're saying that
this is all Gen Con copies, right?
and that's how popular they are.
Man.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I bet you, though, Dead of Winter got a lot of votes that were high. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I haven't gone through and looked at the numbers, but I would imagine Gen Con got fewer votes, but they were very high.
Right.
This is probably a lot of people's favorite game already.
Right.
I could see it hitting your top 20 for as much as you like it, or at least your top 50 easy.
Oh, top 50 is almost set in stone.
All right. But better than Dead of Winter, and I think Dead of Winter will be higher next year. I'm calling it hits a top 20 next year, People's Choice.
Very likely.
Okay.
Very likely.
But better than that is the Resistance Avalon.
Now, see, I was with them on the first two words. On the last word, I was like,
I like Avalon.
I'm surprised. Okay, so these votes are not combined.
I had to split them. I
Okay.
thought they were split pretty, and they both got a lot of votes, and I'm kind of spoiling that the Resistance is higher on the list. But
Okay, well, at least it's higher, but yeah, I still like the Resistance more than Avalon.
so do I.
well, obviously so do the people, because we haven't got to it yet.
Yeah, and the games are great social games. But yeah, the original one's better, in my opinion.
Number 42 is way higher than I expected it to be. In fact, I'm surprised it's in the top 100 at all, and that's Takinoko.
Ooh.
I like Takinoko. Solid, great introductory game.
Wow.
But wow, top 100, it's at
Yeah,
40,
yeah, that's interesting.
42.
See, Takenoko is one of those games that's like a family weight game
Yeah.
that has everything stacked against it to slip through the cracks. You know what I mean? It's like Tokaido.
Do you think the
It's
theme
one of those
helps
games
it?
that-
Do you think it's like the panda bear, and people just like moving that panda bear around?
Yes.
It's the cute little panda bear. I think it's the aesthetics to the game.
Yeah, you have those little
Guess
bamboo
so.
stalks.
I guess
that bring
you
it up.
stack the bamboo bits, and maybe that does it.
It has
I like
a
the
very
game.
visual appeal.
Yeah, I think that's what it
It
is.
pops whenever it's on a table.
I think that's what it has to be, because the game is a good game, but it's like, exactly middle of the road as far as weight, game length,
Yeah.
strategy. It's like, it's perfect to slip through the cracks.
Oh well. I don't
So-
know. I don't know. I mean, there's a pretty cool list on not a list but a thread on the guild right now talking about why are all these middleweight games so popular right now? Why are these very light games so popular? And I think that's why.
I'll tell you
'Cause
why.
They
they're
look
light.
good.
Because they're light. No, because they're light and they're easy to play and they're easy to teach. And you can pop them out. So all the things that you were just listing a few seconds ago.
I'm
those
talking
are-
for this crowd.
This crowd is
people that
the
make
everyman.
It's the same crowd though.
No,
the
you
same
have to
crowd.
admit, the BGG average crowd.
This
that's
isn't the
not-
BGG
that's
crowd.
true.
This is the
That's
Dice Tower crowd.
true. That's true. But
Superior in every way.
I'm glad that what I thought might happen did not happen, because the game is a good game. I just didn't think it would be on the list because of those things. I really thought the game would be
But
the
I-
kind of game that would slip through the cracks.
I'm kind of the opposite. I think it's on the list because of those things. I don't think it slips through the cracks. I think people are starting to hold on to those kinds of games now. because they're easy, because they're simple to teach, because they pop, because of all these other things that you would think that's easily forgettable, but it's not right now.
Cool.
I don't know.
I for one, I'm happy about that.
All right. And the last one we're talking about today, number 41, is Smash Up. Very high up there, but the popularity of this game is pretty there.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's actually pretty complex if you think about it. There's all these effects and things.
Well, by now it's getting more and more complex every time they come out with something else.
But you don't have to worry about that complexity.
No.
You simply take two guys and put them together. You don't have to build decks.
No.
You don't have to sit there and go, oh, this guy's a killer deck. Nah.
Right.
And it's absolutely awesome when you have a guy that you're playing that purposefully chooses two things that they know works together, and they kind of munchkin it, and you just beat them. I love it.
I think it's a little high for my taste.
I feel experienced talking here.
Yeah. This is
I was up at
Sam's been waiting to talk about
I
this.
was up at Cool Stuff one week, and I was like, "Let's play Smash Up." I can't remember who I was playing with. It was it might have been one of my sons and another guy, and then this one.
That's right. You played against that teenager,
this
right?
One kid, man. He picked. I don't even remember who it was, but he picked two that just always go together. And he had played this. I guess he had played this deck so many times. He knew exactly, and he was doing this, and he actually said, "I'm going to win next turn. My next turn, I'm going to win." And then I was like, "Boom, boom, boom! I win." And he was like, and I was like, inside. I held it in. I was a good boy. I held it in. I was like inside. I was like, "Yeah, take it." But I was like, "Okay, we can put the game away now." I was loving it, baby. I was loving it.
He would never do that to us. He'd be up there chopping on the table. You're too nice.
That was nice.
Story
That was
is
nice.
awesome. How?
Nice.
All right. Well, there you go. Smash 'em.
All right, 41 to 60. Hey, there's a top 40 coming along the way. Sounds like a music album.
Tune in next week for our top 40 games.
I think there will not be that many surprises in the top 40, but there's a couple that I think you'll be surprised are there.
Cool.
Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
Zee Garcia. Have a good one.
And I'm Sam Healey.
See you next time.
The Dice Tower People's Choice Top 100 Games of All Time. Dice Tower People's Choice Top 100 Games of All Time.